But if oxygen in cells is so important for our health, how should we breathe for ideal body oxygenation? What is the ideal automatic or unconscious breathing pattern that provides the body with maximum O2 levels 24/7? Hello, Dr. Artour Rakhimov, normalbreathing.com, is here. Modern yoga teachers say that we need to breathe more air and expel toxic CO2 out of the body. Here are some quotes from Bikram yoga sites. Bikram yoga Seattle, Washington, United States, helps in the removal of waste products such as carbon dioxide. Bikram yoga health benefits Södermalm, Sweden. This brings more oxygen to the muscles and helps in the removal of waste products such as carbon dioxide. Bikram yoga Elk Grove, California, United States. What are the higher goals of yoga? Deep breathing is the key to longer life. Hot yoga Wikipedia, the free encyclopedia. Deep breathing helps to calm the body and mind and helps oxygen. Benefits of hot yoga in San Francisco. It improves digestion and circulation and increases the elasticity of the lungs with every forceful exhale. You generate prana and push out every ounce of carbon dioxide, replacing it with life-giving oxygen. What do classic yoga Sanskrit books written centuries ago teach about breathing? Hatha yoga Pradipika, 15th century. So long as the breathing air stays in the body, it is called life. Death consists in passing out of the breathing air. It is therefore necessary to restrain the breath. Hatha yoga Pradipika. Hiccough, asthma, cough, pain in the head, the ears and the eyes. These and other various kinds of diseases are generated by the disturbance of the breath. Hatha yoga Pradipika. The breathing is calmed when the mind becomes steady and calm. Vakheranda Samhita, 15th to 17th century. Whenever the yogi may be, he should always in everything he does be sure to keep the tongue upwards and constantly hold the breath. This is Nathamudra, the destroyer of diseases for yogis. The Yoga Sutra of Patanjali, 4th to 2nd century BC. Pranayama, the main breathing exercise in yoga, is the cessation of inspiratory and expiratory movements. Here are the quotes from yoga books written some decades ago. Bernard, Hatha Yoga, The Report of a Personal Experience, 1944. Kevala is absolute suspension, the ultimate aim of all breathing practices. For a single suspension, I could hold my breath several minutes longer than 5 minutes standard, as a test of my general condition. Professor Goswami, Hatha Yoga, an advanced method of physical education and concentration, 1959. Breath control exercise may be classified into two main groups, long slow type and short quick type. Breath suspension forms the most important part of long slow type. Who is right? Should we breathe more or less? Is CO2 toxic or not? In the age of science and technology, we can get clear answers from research studies. Let us start with the normal breathing pattern that is provided in medical textbooks. Here is the graph of normal breathing. It has 12 breaths per minute, 500 milliliters for one breath, a very small amount, and 6 liters per minute for minute ventilation. Normal breathing is nasal and diaphragmatic. Both these factors are very important for higher O2 in cells. Such small and slow breathing provides nearly ideal oxygenation for the arterial blood, about 98–99%. When we breathe more, we cannot improve blood oxygenation in any significant degree. The main immediate effect of hyperventilation is low CO2 levels in the lungs, blood and cells. According to numerous studies, CO2 is a potent dilator of arteries and arterioles. Therefore, when we breathe more air at rest, we suffer from hypocapnia, too low CO2, and get less oxygen in cells due to spasm of blood vessels. Reduced oxygenation of vital organs due to overbreathing was proven in numerous medical studies: brain, heart, liver, kidneys, spleen and colon. Traditional yoga is right. Slower breathing and or breathing less provides more O2 for body cells. Modern science is in agreement with traditional yoga teaching, and most modern yoga teachers misinform public about breathing, effects of CO2, O2 transport, and essence of yoga. Now we can turn our attention to real life. What is known about breathing in people with chronic diseases? Here are the results for heart disease. Asthma and COPD, diabetes, cystic fibrosis, other conditions. We can see that sick people follow the practical advice of modern yoga teachers to breathe more. This historical graph shows that modern ordinary people or normal subjects are also deep breathers. Instead of normal 6 liters per minute, modern normals breathe about 12 liters per minute at rest, or twice the norm. Some 70-80 years ago, we used to breathe almost 3 times less than now. Healthy people, on the other hand, still have very slow and light breathing, as these medical studies testify. Minute ventilation rates in healthy people. Part 1. Part 2. Therefore, we can conclude that modern yoga teachers perverted original yoga teaching, are not educated in the basics of physiology and respiration, promote ideas that can worsen or even cause many chronic diseases. Learn more about breathing patterns, body oxygen test, CO2 effects, and most natural solution for chronic diseases from normalbreathing.com.